Good morning, everyone. This is Sarah with Posh Pooch Designs, and I've got Rosie here. She's demonstrating our dog scarf. This is a pattern I wrote about 3 or 4 years ago for American, I think it was like Crochet Day or something, and I gave it away for free. Well, I had a lot of questions about it, and it's a really simple scarf, and you can make it for any size dog, so I thought I'd have Rosie model it here at the beginning. Isn't she beautiful? She's so pretty. She's so pretty. Yes, she is. Mwah. Lots of kisses. All right, I'm going to let her go play. Go ahead, baby girl. There we go. Let me give her a cookie, okay? Here you go. All right. Well, good morning, everybody. I'm glad you're with me here in my yarn studio. And we have a lot of fun things to do today. Do you have your coffee? I've got the big cup today. My son-in-law, when he was here visiting, bought me this wonderful big cup. And I love it because it keeps my coffee hot like most of the morning. I make a double batch. I've got my hot coffee for the whole morning and it stays hot. And the other thing is, when I put water in it and ice and take it to the gym, it stays cold the whole time. Great cup. Thank you, Shelby, my wonderful favorite son-in-law. Okay, well, I got a lot of questions this week about the Messy Bun and Ponytail hats. So I thought we'd just do a little discussion and a little demonstration. One of the questions I got was, how in the world do I put it on? Good morning, Linda. Glad you could join us. You got your coffee. All right. Good morning, Michelle. Glad you could join us. Merry Christmas. Now, I will tell you, this is my last video for 2016 for our live video chats. Now, I might pop in next week, but it's my 35th wedding anniversary, so I may not. So I may pop in, I may not, but it won't be a typical live video chat like we like to do on Tuesdays. So next week you get a break, spend time with your family or friends, or if you're like me, a little alone time. Sometimes I need just a half an hour so I can just sit and crochet. All right, back to what we were talking about. All right, so I got a lot of questions this week about the Messy Bun Ponytail hats. So anyway, I thought we would take a few minutes and talk about it. So I took one of my patterns. This is just one of my regular slouchy patterns that starts with the band at the bottom, and you work up, and you can make it in a regular beanie or a slouchy. So I thought I would just take this pattern and explain how to, off of this, since the sizes were already there for you, how to make a messy bun and ponytail pattern. So I made this one, and I really love the colors on this one. This is Red Heart. I think it's called Primary Colors, just Super Saver. And I made, this is the messy bun one, and I really like this one. This is one of my favorites. And then I used the same pattern and I made this one. And this one is also Red Heart. Isn't it fun how that turned out? This is a Red Heart Americana. And it turned out with the way the stripes lay. But this is a ponytail hat. And the difference between a messy bun hat and a ponytail hat is the ponytail hat is longer and it has the rubber band. Now, one thing to remember when you're putting a rubber band in the top, do not use this kind of rubber band. This will not hold. This will stretch out. Good morning, Lynn. Thanks for joining us. From Oklahoma. I'm from Oklahoma. I'm from Tulsa. Of course, we're up here in Colorado now, and I love it. So anyway, do not use this. Good morning, Denise. Do not use this kind of rubber band if you're going to make a ponytail hat. This is a stretchy band. This will dry out. This will break. It will wear out, and you'll end up with an unraveled ponytail band at the top. If you're going to make the ponytail hat, use this kind of rubber band. This is your basic hair pony. And another thing, good morning, Tina. Thanks for clinking in. Another thing, do not get these at the Dollar Tree because they will not hold up. I bought a pack, and before I could even get them in my hair, the edge just busted. And I buy the goodie ones. You can get about, I don't know, 12 or 15 for $3 or $4. It's worth it if you're to make your hat last a long time. Okay, so that's the thing about the rubber bands. Now, your typical messy bun hat is going to be like a regular hat. The only difference is you didn't finish the top, and your last couple rows are decreased so that it forms to your head. And I really like this yarn. Like I said, it's the Red Heart Primary Colors. It's really pretty and inexpensive if you want a colorful hat. And if you want the Messy Bun hat, this is what that is. If you want the ponytail hat, and I kind of prefer the ponytail hat because I wear them. Good morning, Elizabeth. Thanks for joining in. I wear them. I go to the gym. I try to go 3 to 4 days a week, and I just go and swim laps. And when I leave, I blow dry my hair, but I don't get it all the way dry. And so I just stick it up out my ponytail. And sometimes I do a bun, sometimes a ponytail. And then in here, I'm warm. And then my wettish hair is out here. Sometimes it does freeze because it's really cold up here sometimes. But I really do prefer the ponytail hat. And I have a pattern for that on there as well. So the difference is your Messy Bun hat is a wider opening. And your ponytail hat is a closed, not closed, but more closed opening. You do have an opening. And another thing, when you're doing these, make sure you have plenty of stretch room up here, because if you can use this for your messy bun as well, but you want it to hold up and be able to be used a lot like I do. Okay, so there's those. Now, you can use lots of different kinds of yarns. And so I got a lot of questions about, I want to make it out of chunky. So I put a chunky pattern out there. It's really, really simple. The band, double crochet rows, and then row of decrease. Super simple. This is my favorite one. This is Deborah Norville chunky yarn. It's really soft and washable. And I added a little heart. So that's the chunky bun. And then I made this one, and this is a Hobby Lobby yarn. I can't remember the name of it. And I did it with the band in the top. So, and I love both of these hats. As far as the messy bun hat, I prefer the chunky one because I think it stays put really well. And it whip up so fast. I mean, look at this. You do your band and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of stitching. Super fast. And this one's super fast also. The only difference is it has 2 rows of decrease in order to get smaller for your band. Okay, so that's the difference. Your messy bun has a bigger hole and your ponytail hat has a smaller hole. And this is just basic. There are lots of kinds of messy bun hats and lots of kinds of ponytail hats. Go to Ravelry. In the last 2 weeks, there's probably been 100 new ones added. Tina says one of these days she's going to make one. Use this easy pattern. It is the best. And in that video, I also explained to you how to adjust it to just about any size head. And really, it's just measuring the head around and making your band fit. Okay, so then I got, oh, this one that I'm wearing is Red Heart Abstract Boutique Treasures, I think. And I really, really love it. But it is a little bit thinner, and I really love the colors. Isn't it pretty? Okay, so to answer one more question about these messy bun hats. I am loving them. They're everywhere. And some people think they're silly and that they're not warm, but they are warm. And I was wearing my ponytail hat before they became popular again. So anyway, another question that I got is, how do I put it on? So, I mean, what I do, I'm going to pop this one off. My hair is going to be full of static. And let me undo my, no, I'm not going to take the whole pony out. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick way of how I do it. Okay, I put my hair up in a ponytail, and I put it up high. Look at that bump right there. Pretend like you don't see that. Anyway, I put my hair up high, and my hair is about shoulder length. I don't have it really long right now. I've been keeping it a little bit shorter. And what I do, I'm going to put the hat back on I was wearing. What I do, because usually my hair here is relatively dry. My ponytail might be a little dampish from leaving the gym, but I wear these all the time. So anyway, I put my hair back in a high ponytail. I'll turn a little. I put my hair back in this high ponytail. Then I take my hat and I go ahead and put it on. Voila! Then I open up that little hole, pop my ponytail out. Now, that's what I do for a ponytail hat. Works really great. If you're doing the messy bun, at this point, you just make your messy bun. Like, I'll take and whip that band over and bring it around and make it into a messy bun. It's really that simple. And it's the same thing with the Messy Bun Hat. Let me slide this one on because this one's my favorite. Okay, so I've got my Messy Bun Hat. I put it on, put my heart over to the side there. I pop this up and you got all this space to put your hat on. Now remember, you don't want these to be real long because you don't want it to be down into your face. And so this one's perfect. And then you just do your messy bun. Now, Lisa's asking for the pattern. I'll put the pattern link and the video link in here, but you can go to Ravelry. Mine is called My Chunky Messy Bun and Ponytail Hat. And then the other one is the Pinky. But I'll put those links for you, and I made videos for both of them. So this is my favorite one, and I really, really guess I should have weaved that end in, huh? Push that back in. Anyway, I really prefer the chunky ones, and I think they fit better. I think it lays better on my head, and but they're both great. I mean, you know, I wear them all the time. They're perfect because you can slip on the Messy Bun Hat or the Ponytail Hat, cover up your ears and keep them warm, and depending what kind of yarn you use, you can do a sparkle or a stripe, or you can even do school colors or whatever you want to do, and you're festive for whatever occasion. And you look good because your hair's up. Anyway, I thought I'd just talk a little bit about the messy buns today and the ponytail hats, because there's so many out there and there's tons of confusion and tons of people making them. And it's so funny because the video that I put out there, I got one that said, "My hat's too big, what do I do?" And then the next one said, "My hat's too small, what do I do?" So remember, everybody stitches differently. That one string keeps popping out. Everyone stitches differently, and it's a good idea to measure your head. The best way to measure, let's see if I got my measuring tape right here. I sure do. The best thing to do is get you a measuring tape like this. And I had someone tell me the other day, "I've been crocheting for 30 years and I don't even have a tape measure." These are like a buck. Go to Hobby Lobby. I keep these everywhere. To me, every crocheter, if you're going to have a tool besides your yarn and your hooks, you need to have a measuring tape. Measure everything as you go. I can't tell you how many times I'll see somebody and they're posting a hat and it's sitting down here and it's this huge. If you would have measured as you went, that wouldn't happen to you and you wouldn't waste your time. And I hate wasting time. Anyway, you're just going to measure your head around. And say your head is 20 inches, subtract an inch, because you want it to stay put. You don't want it to slide off your head or then it becomes a cowl, right? See? Anyway. And there are some patterns out there that call for making it into a cowl, which is fun. And you can do that too. All right, enough silliness. I'm going to put my favorite hat back on. And that's my take on the Messy Bun Ponytail Hat. I think they're awesome. They're super easy to make, and I think everyone ought to have several. You can make them out of cotton for the springtime. And you know what? They are fantastic for runners and people who exercise outside. Or maybe you're someone who works like in construction or something, and you want something to keep your hair up out of your face, but not too hot in the spring or summer. And let me tell you something. I saw online that even men who wear the messy buns are wearing these hats. So, I mean, they're everywhere and they're perfect. And the thing is, the reason that I like them also is if you put on a regular hat, you got a great big bump in the top of your hat if you want to put your hair up. So anyway, like I said, that's my take on the Messy Bun Hats. Let me grab a quick sip of coffee. And let's talk about what's new this week at Posh Pooch Designs. Now, I did release the Gingerbread Man pattern. I did not do the video yet. I still have a couple of things that I want to, because I wanted to make it into a snowman as well so you can see it. And I have not had the time to do it. So I went ahead and released the pattern. It is the easiest doll pattern you will ever make. You start at the top and you make a tube and you go straight down to here. And the only color change is the white here. Then you sew it shut. Then you make the arms and the legs. And the arms and the legs are all four made exactly the same. They're just little tubes. You stuff them a little bit and you put them on and you sew them on. And then you make this scarf, and you tie the scarf around the neck area and it forms the head. It's that simple. Really super cute. And depending on how tight you stitch, he can be between 10 and 12 inches. The snowman I've been working on is 12 inches. This one is about 10. So, you know, and it's with a G-hook, worsted weight yarn. You add a pom-pom and a couple of buttons and some fun stuff, and you've got a cute doll. All right, so we're still working on the video that may come later. The other thing, like at the beginning I showed you, is I had someone ask me if I would do a video on the dog scarf that I made a couple years ago. Super simple dog scarf. It's a keyhole, so you can just wrap it around their neck and pop it through. And if you watch the beginning of the video, Rosie had it on, and now she's had her cookie and she's going laying down on the bed. That's something new we're working on this week. Now yesterday, and this is one I'm really, really excited about, I wrote the cowl pattern, cowl, if you can see behind me there, the one in the purple. That is made with Red Heart Grande. It's a purple sparkle. I think it's called Orchid Sparkle. But anyway, I wrote this pattern probably, 5 years ago. And someone asked me if the pattern was correct. And I said, well, you know what? It's been a long time. Let me take a look at it. And you know what? It wasn't. Somewhere along the way, I forgot to put the word skip in the pattern. And so, because when you're stitching, here's one I did in off-white. And I call this the Mentor Super Chunky, Super Easy Cowl. This is the perfect thing for you to make to give to, say, a teacher, a preacher, a leader, your Girl Scout troop leader, your band leader, anybody, your mailman, mailwoman, anyone that you want to give something nice to, but you don't have a lot of money or a lot of time. And it works great. It whips up really fast. It uses chunky yarn. This is just an off-white chunky. And also, these are great for men or women or boys and girls, because you determine how long you want it and how wide you want it. This one I did with Hometown USA. Isn't this lovely? And I just love them. And you can see by the stitch pattern that it's just double crochet, chain one, skip one, double crochet, and you get this little bit of a texture because you're doing your double crochets in the chain one spaces opposed to doing it on top. And it's great for, you can give it to anybody, man or woman, boy or girl, like I said, just by changing the colors out. Now this is a chunky number 5. This is a chunky number 5. No, this is a chunky number 6. This is a chunky number 5. The mailman's here to deliver my son a box. That's why the dogs are going crazy. And then the one behind me there is a chunky number 7. And so the pattern works for any size chunky. All right, you two, go lay on the bed. They're great guard dogs, I'll have to tell you. The other thing about this pattern is how easy it is. You can whip it up really fast because it's chunky. But if you want to use 2 or 3 strands of worsted weight yarn, it works great for that too. So that's why I called it the super easy, super chunky Mentor cowl, because you can make it for anybody. Oh no, Linda's dogs heard my dogs, so they're barking everywhere. Sorry. My dogs, they are Chihuahuas, and they're not their typical yippy dogs that just bark at everything. But if someone comes up to the door, they're going to bark. That's their thing. And they usually calm down pretty quickly. And my son has a shop on our property over way over, and they always deliver his stuff to my house for some reason. He didn't believe it was on the computer. He probably thought you had company. Oh, you have a Yorkie. Do you know I've been wanting a Yorkie for the longest time, and my husband keeps saying you don't need another dog. I do love Yorkies. They are sweet. And they're ornery. I like that, and I like ornery little dogs. Anyway, that's the one I was talking about. And the other thing about these is it's really neat to have some whipped up that if you know you're having company over, you may not know how many people are coming or whatever, and you're handing out gifts for everybody, and you can take one of these and wrap a bow on it and say, here, I made this for you. And then that person doesn't feel left out at your gathering. And the truth is, you could make them in off-white or beige or brown, and it wouldn't matter whether it was a man, woman, boy, or girl. You had a gift for them, it would work. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of neat to be prepared. So anyway, that's what's happening this week at Posh Pooch Designs. And I hope that I was able to explain the messy bun ponytail hat thing, and my putting it on wasn't too silly. Of course, y'all know I'm silly. You've gotten to know me now, so I'm pretty silly. So anyway, like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm not going to have one next week. I may pop in and see you. And I just love when I'm watching the video, all the smileys and hearts and things that pop by. I wish that when I put this on YouTube, those would show up, but they don't. But that's okay. And I really want to tell you all Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays. And I hope that you're all able to celebrate some time with your families and friends. And 2017 is just around the corner. And I hope great things for 2017. I have a lot of fun things planned for Posh Pooch Designs for January. And I also want to thank you. Oh, good. I'm glad you made some. Tina said she made some coasters from my pattern for her teachers. Those are great things to make because they whip up quick and they're super cute. Anyway, I want to thank all of you for being a part of Posh Pooch Designs because I couldn't do this without you. I love to design patterns. I absolutely love to crochet. I love yarn, as you can see. And I also love you all. I love that you love what I do. And there's too much negativity out there. And so I try to keep everything as positive and happy as I can. And I talk a lot, I know. But I just really love this time that we get to spend. And I'm so glad that you all pop in and watch my videos. And if you missed the beginning, they'll be on YouTube and in a couple hours after I get it edited. And then, you know, it is on the Facebook page. You can watch as many times as you want to. And pass them along. You know, you can share videos. So anyway, I hope that you'll make you some messy bun ponytail hats because I love mine. My hair's falling out of it now. Yes, that's the length of my hair. You can see you can make a pretty nice ponytail with short hair. So anyway, have a great Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I'll see you in the new year.